Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to our broadcast. This is teamfortress.tv. I am one of your commentators tonight. My name is eXtine, and we got our boy Console on production. A fantastic match for you. Plenty of implications, which we will get into. King's Crew versus Mad Luxurious. I am joined by the BILLDOZER. How you doing, Bill?
You know, eXtine, that was the first time that I've ever heard you do that live here in Mumble with you. So I'm a little in awe right now. It was really something. I'm doing pretty well. Looking forward to seeing some real exciting TF2. You were talking about some implications earlier. And the big one is that this is kind of a must sweep for King's Crew, in that things are getting pretty close in the race for playoffs.
Yeah, we were going over the math pregame, and as it goes with math, I mean, I know we got a lot of students in the Team Fortress community. You just got to crunch those numbers, then you got to crunch those numbers again, and then you gotta think about the other scenarios, the other factors that you maybe were just assuming. And in this case, you know, we got King's Crew trying to get as many points as they can out of this matchup. They are battling it out with High Five Demoman in terms of the invite table. And basically, both teams are playing the following three teams, the same matches. They're playing 100 Beasts. They are playing the Dunk Masters. And what is it? The Strolling Astronomers? Strolling Astronomers. But the High Five Demomen are also playing Rat Jail. So, in a sense, the more points that King's Crew get here, then the more that potentially High Five Demomen would have to squeeze out of their match against Rat Jail if all other matches are the same results. So it's pretty interesting stuff, because obviously that's probably not what's going to happen. The Dunk Masters are playing hot. You just don't know how the beasts, are the beasts in Froyo slaying mode, or are they in like sideshow, or Showstopper? Why was I blanking on his name? Showstopper hanging out in spawn for 2 minutes. What 100 Beast are you playing? But that's tonight, Mad Luxurious King's Crew. Real quick, BILLDOZER, we're going live. Give me a preview. Who do you think?
Oh my God, I think that King's Crew has the clear advantage here. They need to 5-0 this if they want their best possible chance at playoffs, but I think Mad Lux is looking pretty good, and I was watching King's Crew scrims before this game. They're having a little bit of trouble on these mids, so I'd like to see how this goes. I'd like to follow Sai specifically on this first mid.
Mad Luxurious, previously known as King's Crew, so we do have a battle of formerly sponsored teams, which is also a rarity in TF2, but Mad Luxurious have been gatekeepers in invite for so long, and Lucrative right now under some duress. He is down to about 40 health, cut off from his team, just standing there looking around. His whole team just like chased the people behind him and just kind of left him there. Luxurious gonna have to pick this up, but Baradactyl is close to getting a charge here. Even if the pressure does come in, will be able to save his own life.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible how much value Trip has been particularly getting out of this mid. I know it's not what's being seen on the screen right now, but you saw him first start out with jumping behind through the blue choke into their sewer area, and you saw the early damage that he was getting onto Lucrative, which eventually followed up in the kill, and then he came back into mid. He got a direct rocket onto Ed. He got another rocket onto Nate, who is playing tonight, by the way. Nate Rivers on scout for Mad Luxurious, and then he still somehow managed to survive. Bear's going to be coming up soon, and Mad Lux actually win this first mid. They're going to have probably a 35 ad going into the second point.
We do have to underline, while Trip Boy did do a good job on that mid fight, he was the lone survivor, and that was just really surprising. Okiwaka got 2 kills there, but losing Lucrative fairly early there. Yosh on the defensive sniper. This will be interesting to see. He's looking into battlements, but at the moment, Lucrative and company just kind of building this up and staying back, but we'll see where they choose to take this in.
Yeah, not a secret. Yosh is a very skilled sniper. Process, very good sniper map. Immediately gets a shot off onto a scout. We're going to see if he's able to confirm any kills here, as it looks like Mad Lux got that Uber trying to find their way in, but they're actually going to let Bear get his Uber that they're going to be able to defend this last point with.
Yeah, the Uber charges were even pushing in, so it's more about just kind of getting in through that. That's because he had a Kritzkrieg. But they are hiding out in secret here. Paul Dog does get a kill there. As he traced down so much time on the point, though. and Lucrative will get the capture there. Yeah, I didn't realize it was Grits, but I did see he had a charge there. But unfortunately for them, weren't quite able to get, right away, the 5-0 Dream crushed within 3 minutes. That's, oof.
Yeah, and now we got to go into the second mid. Let's see what Madlux was doing well going into this. I want to see what Okiwaka does personally.
Yeah, Oki's a beast, and I mean, TF2 is all about how you bounce back. And King Screw, well, we'll have to see how they can do here. Okiwaka is coming around. He is sort of the second bomber coming in. Does get taken care of. Sandblast has gone down. Yo's trying to run in there to follow up. BILLDOZER throws Saigai up there. Can't finish off Saigai though. He will get an arrow. And King Screw doing pretty healthy as Mad Luxurious backed into a corner here. Nate trying to come out, but actually eats damage as that shutter opens. And Mad Luxurious just feels like a matter of time. Although they have this Uber charge ready to go, so they're charging out here. Barodactyl 95%. Ed was on him, but did go down. Now at 99%, but we'll be able to get it. And Lucrative just stuck in the corner. Oh no, okay. It's one of those, like, yeah, they are just sort of letting him live for a while here. He's trying to get some saws. Okiwaka comes in and they do get the pop, so small consolation there.
Yeah, props to Bear for managing to stay alive and get that Uber, but props to Okiwaka for coming back, jumping out of sewer, getting onto the med. We're going to see, you know, Lucrative coming up in 5 seconds. That could be a 40% ad for Bear going into this last point.
Yeah, he was already in a tough spot. One of those things that, one of my games recently, we were yelling at our medic, kill bind, and then someone was like maybe yelling a little too much at our medic to kill bind, and then our medic escaped. You know, it happens, but sometimes you should just kill bind, right?
A little bit of an unfortunate death there. Scooter getting a 20-second respawn time. We're not going to be up for quite a while, as it looks like as Nate goes down as well, Kingscrew going to try and take this opportunity to find their way in. They are 90% Uber. Sandblast goes down. Yash and Patty are both pretty hurt. Health is terrible for Kingscrew right now, but they do have the Uber charge. If they can manage to clean up Lucrative here or just kill everyone else, they can try and get this point cap.
Yeah, this has been pretty interesting. BILLDOZER coming out from spawn though, as he's coming back around. Trip Boy and Patty on the point. They will get the capture. Lucrative got shut off in spawn. Couldn't really do much there. Nice push in from Kingscrew.
Absolutely. Who do you want to watch on this next mid here, eXtine?
Probably see, you know, I always like seeing Saigai with the shotgun. He's on the demo man though tonight though, which is interesting to see. Oh, and he actually gets the air sticky on Okiwaka. So those eyes at least paying off a little bit. Trip Boy takes some damage up top. He's still kind of bouncing around from side to side. He's gonna get an arrow on that top right. As everybody from Kingscrew pretty healthy. Trip Boy, high bomb coming in here. We'll be able to get right on top of Lucrative. Lucrative, I think he was going for a shot, didn't get it. They will be able to get out though. 3 players up for Mad Luxurious.
Yeah, and we may be able to see some kind of actual Uber exchange here on this map for the first time going into this last point. But first, both teams got to get it. Both teams got to get ready, as we do see all 3 spawns coming up now for Madlux.
I like the quick rotation from Madlux over to the stairs. It kind of caught Patty off guard. You know, a lot of teams just back all the way up to Shutter, and then that ramp just kind of hold back there. But Mad Luxurious, even though they left that way, they were really quick to get over here to look to re-engage here. Okiwaka with the jump up. He's getting thrown around. Sandblast blasting Oki down.
Madlux has some pretty aggressive soldier pushes, which I kind of like, but you kind of got to get results from them to really feel like they're worth it. As a bomb comes in from Kingscrew into Madlux, Tripwire going down pretty immediately near the blue spawn, and we're going to see, is there any chance of a countersec coming out from Mad Luxurious?
Well, they're also running sniper here. Where this is where things got to get a little bit dangerous. Again, drawing from my own personal TF2 experiences recently. When you start throwing out these off classes, that's where you're like, the math isn't the same. You can't just sack a player forward when you have an off class that can't defend, and then your demo gets caught out in lobby and dies. So that was unfortunate there.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting ready for the long haul. It looks like Kingscrew wants to push in now, but we do have a sentry going up from Nate Rivers over here on this left spawn. Goes down immediately. So much for that idea, but the Uber is coming out of Kingscrew now as we have time getting on point.
Yeah, and Barodactyl having to get out here through lobby. The Uber charge from Mad Luxurious coming out later, lasting longer. All sorts of fantastic stuff. And Paul Dog with the jump around will get the kill on Barodactyl. well, 3 down for both sides, actually. Patty trying to get in here. Sandblast taken out. Patty is pretty low. Side Guy trying to pipe down Lucrative, low health, but dodging those pipes. And Side Guy will be able to back up as Yosh on the sniper. Respawning will be poking out a sewer in just a second here. Looks like he'll take Kata's side. Has a good line on Ed. And yeah, there it is. Fully charged shot to take him down. But Nate and Paul Dog should be able to get the capture. Trip Boy skipping through.
It seems like we're trying to see some semblance of a fight here on second point, but due to this sniper, Madlux doesn't really have the pressure. Excuse me, Yosh goes down, but they didn't really have the opportunities that they wanted to be able to try and take ground freely, as they're going to be backing up back in a last now. However, there are 2 players down for King's Crew, so they can't really capitalize off of this just yet, other than retaking second.
Well,
can't even retake second.
Lucrative had to pop there, and I think it was one of those situations he had just got it. So close to just dropping that, but you know, does at least get the use out. They're trying to get the pressure on Pterodactyl here. Vadi has gone down. They do get the charge used, but at the cost of Lucrative. Oof. And then a Paul Dog taken out by a nice rocket from Patty. Pterodactyl is back on mid, so they might not be able to roll this all the way through, although still not a great scenario for Mad Luxurious now.
Yeah, Okiwaka is standing here in Rolla, and he does like to try and do something here, but it looks like he's going to back up, hang out with his team. As Yosh comes up, we are back to 6 versus 6 on this second point, and we're going to see how these teams try to approach this.
Yeah, the Ubercharge advantage has flipped. I mean, that's the big thing as well. You know, it's 5 CP, but when you watch these invite teams, sometimes it just feels like, you know, really it's all about 3 points. These teams are just so good about their pacing that they're really playing between the middle point and last, and then the other last. Right now, you know, Mad Luxurious lost that opportunity to push out. We're seeing the return into this last point. Sandblast trying to toe the point a little bit, but the Sticky's still on there. Jump across from one of the soldiers. Stickies have been popped, but King's Crew, the overcharge is over, and they're sort of pushed back. They're Lucrative 5% away from a charge. Sandblast has gone down. King's Crew in the lobby, but the charge has come out here. Nate chasing down Trip Boy. Trip does get down to that health pack. Nate will clean that up. Meanwhile, Okiwaka somehow splashed himself down while trying to pressure forward, but it looks like they will get the second point here.
So here's the good in that defense out of Madlux. The good was Ed standing in this heaven area on heavy, and he completely denied that King's Crew push. Here's the bad. When Nate took the Uber in through this 3-door, he kind of, what's the right phrase? He kind of tunnel visioned one of the soldiers that were in this IT area, and he didn't really chase the combo very well that was getting out choke. And I think that he kind of used up a lot of that Uber when it could have been better put towards a different part of the team.
Yeah, once he took that IT exit, it was rough. Instead of the rest of the red team went through stairs there. But right now, King's Crew trying to get in here and capture the point here. Sandblast going to be using the charge, but Lucrative does have it ready. No real flashes that much out from either side. Side Guy does need a flash, but Ubercharge is wrapping up for both teams. Most of the players up. Paul Dog skipping forward here. He wants Side Guy, Paul Dog, and Lucrative. Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
Now Lucrative going down to a pipe from Side Guy. But that whole engagement risky. They thought they had a 1-player advantage. They rolled the dice.
So Ed's just hanging out here on last. He's kind of got an Iron Man at this point, although we do have spawns coming up. Paul Dog and Lucrative are back up. King's Crew is going to have about a 60% ad going into this last point, but they're probably going to try and get it first, although we do have both soldiers coming roll out.
Yeah, they're still a little bit stretched out here, as actually Paul Dog getting in to contest the point, just kind of slow things down a little bit more. As you mentioned, yeah, very aggressive plays from the soldiers here. Has he dragged Yosh 15 seconds behind? Debatable, but he will be back for some of this defense. The push is in, though. Nate's gun is down. He's back on scout. King's Crew have taken control of heaven here. As Patty bombing across, but Ed got a lot of bullets to counter that. Patty does get gunned down. Patty and Nate down, though. Just going to pressure the point and get the capture.
The issue with that is that once the heavy gets down onto the ground in this bottom layer and he has to look up, it's a lot harder to shoot at the entire team. You know, that was kind of the point that they had him, is that he can defend that last point, and he couldn't do it when he was trying to look up at a scout.
Again, the main goal of King's Crew here is to get maximum points. Mad Luxurious just kind of playing that spoiler role. They're going to want more than this one round, though. See what they can get going on this mid-fight. Right now, a little bit slower. They're not throwing Okiwaka in as suicidally as before. Indeed, it is King's Crew who are doing so this time. Trip Boy pretty low, but he gets the bottle. Patty also kind of on the backside, but they're going to get healed up. Looks like Mad Luxurious will be able to back up with Lucrative and most of their players still alive.
Yeah, in a rare sight for this match, we are going to see, as Tripwire goes down to NIT, we are going to see possible Uber exchange here on this second point, as Lucrative just comes up on his own. Bear's going to be coming up on his about now. We're going to see how these two teams try and use this resources. We do see Okiwaka going in, not able to find that pop, although he does hit a couple good rockets onto the players of King's Crew, and we'll give him credit where it's due.
It was a nice jump in, and he got some damage, but couldn't quite find the medic directly with his jump. And good to see some pressure from King's Crew here. Nate fighting Yosh on the side here. We'll be able to pick up that kill, but that actually will be enough to kind of get the King's Crew to back up and be like, you know what, we don't have to do this.
It looks like Madlux is getting ready for something, possibly. They're kind of posing up right outside AT. They're not standing up on second point anymore, but we do see them kind of rotating back into a normal position.
I mean, certainly Mad Luxurious, you know, have the comfort of being able to take risky plays, right? You know, they can be like, all right, yeah, we have a slim one-person advantage. He's going to spawn in 4 seconds, but let's just go in because let's get some points on the board, you know? That is where their season is. King's Crew have to play this game a little bit tighter than that. They gave up that one round early. I'm sure Patty gave him a good verbal lashing for that. They don't want to give up another one. So, you know, they're going to be playing some tight TF2 from here on out.
Absolutely, but regardless of how tight it is, I'd still like to see something happen here. We have Sai watching this IT area.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just lay
find
there,
himself
right?
in some sort of stalemate with Okiwaka. Paul Dog actually goes down. Where was that? Sewer?
That was, yeah. Trip Boy found him in sewer. Paul Dog was kind of checking on it.
All right, well, that's not ideal for Madlux.
No, not at all. And Trip Boy will be trying to push through their Sandblast over there as well with Beardactyl. Beardactyl taking some spam, though. He doesn't really like that. He backs up. Trip Boy's like, I thought we were pushing. And Beardactyl's like, what? Now can we push? And no. So they're backing out of sewer. Mad Luxurious not, like, quite as aggressive as maybe they were before to punish kind of the weird, slightly out of position King's Crew there.
Well, they got to do something soon. Patty's peeking pretty aggressively in this choke area.
I mean,
maybe send in a soldier. I'm not going to claim to know better than these players, but
I mean, they got 14 and a half minutes.
Hey,
you know?
there
Oh, there we go. Trip Boy with the big ramp slide. They were feeling it, though. They were all the way back. Yosh has been able to slip in here. Oh, what a shot to stop Patty. Patty might be able to escape. Although the Uber used, it must have been Okiwaka back in the back lines, getting Beardactyl to use. Oki's still back there. Yeah, Beardactyl in some trouble, though. Okiwaka getting slammed by Patty.
Picking up there.
Yeah, Patty doing some work, at least for a bit there, and he's still kind of being annoying. We do have a back cap going on by Yosh. Towing with Nate, but no, yeah, Nate will take care of that.
Nate has had Yoshi's number this game.
Yeah, this has been an excellent game, actually. Side Guy very weak, so he's having to back up. Beardactyl just spawning, but the midpoint will get captured by blue team, Mad Luxurious.
King's Crew still had 2 players down. I feel like Madlux could have maybe done something, but it looks like there's a possibility we might just kind of stalemate out for a little bit. Madlux is going to have a 20% ad going into this, but I personally don't think pushing into Process Second that's really enough to be worth doing much off of.
Yeah, Process Second feels like there's a lot of good entries, so it's one of those things that you're like, okay, well, maybe you just let them get Uber charged, and then we just throw in a sack, you know?
Yeah, speaking of sack, considering how we've seen Okiwaka play, I would not be surprised if something of the sort happens soon, although Ed does go down, and it looks like we might see, Paul Dog goes down as well. MLX finding themselves in a really awkward position, and it looks like they're probably just going to hold that S key for now.
Yeah, this
it looks like they want to fight it? As we do see Nate getting dropped. This is really, you know, I don't dislike the idea of fighting it, but the execution was a little substandard.
Yeah, it's basically classic TF2 pushes offense gone wrong, where you just are like, hey guys, let's push, and everybody's like, yeah, and then like one guy takes a rocket to a face and he's like, oh shit, I don't want to push, and then your medic like takes a rocket.
In forwards?
You have Okiwaka on the side in sewer too, so there's some shenanigans. Yeah, Nate on sniper, but basically, yeah, people were just taking punches to the face there. They didn't really want to push.
Oh, they knew he was in forwards too.
Yeah, they're all over it.
All right, so we have MLX building now. Still 50% add on King's Crew, and they've got a tall order ahead of them to try and fend off this push. But you know, their last hold's been not too bad so far. I believe that they could do it.
Yeah, Ubercharge coming in here now. Sandblast is getting right on the point. Not many stickies there. He's getting so much time. Great flash to help protect him. He's going to be jumping around. Psy Guy gets a kill on Fatty. We also have a soldier jumping in from up top. That was Patty. He is going to be finishing the capture. And what a great push there from King's Crew. Yeah, Mad Luxurious, you know, put up a pretty solid fight, though, in this half.
Yeah. I mean, you know, regardless of how the score makes it seem like it wasn't particularly close, but this whole thing just feels soured by Mad Lux getting that immediate first point.
I mean, you know, it certainly hurts. They will be getting.
I don't want to say that I'm not rooting for. You know, I don't want Mad Lux to fail necessarily, but it was it kind of felt built up before this, and that was just a little anticlimactic.
Anticlimactic that they're putting up a better fight?
No, anticlimactic that after all the talk of, oh, you know, it's really important that King's Crew 5-0s this for playoffs and stuff like this, and then Mad Lux gets a point in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's still every round does play out for points here. They lose another round, and that's going to be another quarter point from their final score here, and that could be the difference when it comes into playoffs.
All right, going into the second mid, I'm going to watch Okiwaka again because I'm having a blast doing it.
And I mean, I've had some struggles in my RGL season, but I mean, it's a season, and this is what it comes down to. If you blink for a minute and you lose a round in 2.5 minutes, and that comes to playoffs, I mean, that's how seasons go sometimes.
Absolutely.
Right now, though, this mid fight underway. Again, maybe a little bit slower. Trip Boy does actually manage to go down. He was up top and getting spammed out, didn't really get an arrow. And Luxurious kind of surging forward for a quick second there, but they don't see anybody.
Yeah, King's Crew kind of found themselves corralled into that back corner by the forward spawns on mid. They had a little bit of trouble taking that upper area, and eventually they just decided this isn't really worth it. We need to back off some, as we do see Okiwaka coming in, failing his bomb, and we do see Pauldock possibly going down here in sewers as well. And that's going to be an immediate halt to the push of MLX. We're going to see if King's Crew wants to try and do anything here. As we do see Trip going in, backing out through sewers possibly. No, re-engaging, hitting a gray rocket onto Ed. He's going to trade.
Yeah, this is sort of the same situation as before, where it's just Lucrative doesn't want to use, but he's just going to get eventually forced into it. And then again, Vatty's just going to get left to his own devices. Might be able to get out here if he gets a fat arrow. Does. Nate, though, taken out. Baradactyl. Bomb coming in from Okiwaka, but that goes down. And arrows from Lucrative even, but they're not finding anything. And really what I was saying before, but it played out again there. It's just, TF2, it's all about, you know, when you're being indecisive about using an Uber charge and really committing to an offensive push, that's when things can just fall apart. You have to commit to aggression. You have to commit to winning. Otherwise, you lose.
Absolutely. It seems like Mad Lux has been doing pretty well in these fights, but it seems like they've had a difficult time initiating the fights, would be a good way to put it.
Yeah.
When the onus is on them, they seem to have trouble delivering.
You could just sort of see from the caster perspective that like one person's calling let's go, or maybe two people are calling let's go, but then they're not really actually going, you know, as a 6-person unit. Right now, this push actually is in a little bit of trouble. They got a lot of time early on the point. But then players kind of thrown around. Baradactyl backing out by his lonesome from Shutter. We did get an Uber charge from Mad Luxurious, and Sandblast gets a kill and might even go after Lucrative here, as Lucrative throwing out arrows, kind of taunting him to come in. Patty gets piped mid-air. The cap gets finished. Patty's still alive, but the King's Crew pressure too much.
Yeah, you know, things are going pretty well for Mad Lux, and then Patty shot at the ground. And you know, it's how the soldier class gets played. It worked well, and
It's
you know, he cleared the point with it.
yeah, classic strategy. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tripway with a big skip jump in gets a nice direct racket on Fatty early. Who will pick up that pack though, so he's back at full health. They're trying to rotate into King Screw on the side here. Do get Tripway down first. Okiwaka thrown up in the air, but he will get the kill on Yosh as he comes down. King Screw doing pretty good, but they have lost Nate here. Soldier Patty still on the point. He goes down. King Screw backing up, and Mad Luxurious perhaps in a good position here to get another round on the board.
We've seen this story before, eXtine. Mad Luxurious winning a mid. It really, they have to convert this into a point now, as they are able to successfully push out the folks of King Screw out this one door, and they are going to get the second point.
Yeah.
But
they won that mid a little bit. They won that mid a little bit more convincingly, so that gave them the second for free. But now it is an Uber versus Uber last push. How is this going to get executed? Can they find any entry beforehand? Or do they lose both of their soldiers? Paul Dog has gone down.
The pocket trade
will go out. Yeah, that's fine. It's just, you know, again, if both of your soldiers have a tendency to be kind of crazy and suicidal, and then they both go down at the same time, that really leaves you really vulnerable. And it does seem like Paul Dog and Okiwaka kind of do tend towards that.
I can appreciate it. It's fun. It's exciting to watch soldier gameplay.
Yeah. Certainly. Okiwaka is just a huge jumper. It's fun to see. But, you know, results-wise, you got to be careful with it. And Ed's going to go down here. Now that's where they got to be careful that King Screw playing so aggressively. They can't lose another player. Sandblast very aggressively, and he will go down. That might cause King Screw to back up, especially with Trip Boy and Barodac taking a bit of damage.
Looking to see if Ed wants to come up on Sniper here by any chance.
Yeah, certainly a possibility, but...
It's worth saying that King Screw does have this sentry gun up on the left spawn, which is something that, as we've seen on these last points, Madlock struggled with a lot. They had a lot of trouble trying to get up a sentry, even though they clearly wanted to go engineer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yosh, certainly renowned for his engineer plays.
So we have Madlock trying to find a way into this last point, but we'll say King Screw has it locked down pretty hard. There's a possibility that they could pick off Sandblast here. Yeah, they managed to get him on this right door, although we are gonna see Ed go down. Again, I love the enthusiasm. Maybe a little too much.
Yeah, they're still being, you know, somewhat restrained here. I definitely do really like that gun from Yosh. It definitely sort of makes you wonder, it's like, have I been doing this wrong the whole time? The guns on left, you know, usually is kind of a standard play, but you know, maybe we're just doing it because everybody else does it. All right.
So we see Madlocks once again in this lobby area, trying to find their entry inwards. Now, the thing I like about this is that, you know, you still have a lot of doorways that people are shooting through, and that still means that anything can happen. We have Paul Dog going down to Patty again. But that's they still have second point. That's not a big deal, although it looks like King Screw manages to get Vadi. Great play out of Patty. He is just chatting forward, pressing that W key and hitting his rockets. We have Trip trying to get onto Ed in the back lines while the actual Uber exchange is going on second point. Ed goes down to Trip. We do see the Uber coming out from blue as it fades from the red team. But it looks like ultimately this is not going to... No, we have re-engagements from King Screw. We have Paul Dog picking off Trip. Nate goes down to an arrow from Bear.
Yeah, he like backed right into Bear. Kind of funny, but Mad Luxurious are, you know, you have a one-player advantage here. They're looking to see what they can maybe get done here, trying to spam that gun down. And certainly it is open to long-distance spam, but Yosh has been able to just stand right by it and just kind of pound away at it with his wrench.
Yeah, we do have Okiwaka going down to Sandblast on the last point. Not a big problem, you know, it's just a rummer sack, but we're going to see things stalemate out here once again.
I wonder if we'll see. I mean, Barodactyl takes a bit of damage. He's got to back up. Was actually at 90% there. They had a very slim advantage. I wonder if Oki's coming up with anything different in terms of his loadout. It's probably not, though. No, okay.
All right. Well, with that sentry there, Madlux is going to have a pretty tough time pushing in. So you get a see what they might want to try and do differently.
Yeah.
But they really only got to win one fight here to get the next round.
And trying to get these different angles on the sentry gun. Right now they're coming from the shutter side, and Saigai will be able to pick off Okiwaka with some nice stickies there. And now again, it's just like, okay, well, we lost one. We got to make sure that we shut down anybody they send at us. This time it was Trip Boy. They get the kill on him.
You good?
Oh.
We have Okiwaka coming back. Looks like he's not changing anything just yet. So, we're kind of back to our status quo, which is okay. I want to see them run these plays. We do have Fadi going down and Ed going down, just in exchange for Yoshi's dispenser. Not really a fair trade, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, they lost the demo there. They're going to have to use here. Again, this is one of those exchanges, though, where it's like, if you're going to stick your demo out that far, like, you might as well just use on your demo. The aftermath of this is pretty good, though. Although Beardactyl, yeah, he does go down. Nate had to come in there with the assist. Patty and Sandblast cleaning up, though. Lucrative in some trouble. Dipping and dodging, though. He's going to be relying on regen as he gets back to choke. Paul Dog on Bat's side. It's other players kind of having to back up for Kingscrew. Sandblast cleared off. And Yosh still back on last with that level 3 gun. Level 3 dispenser. I don't see a teleporter, though.
Due to a bit of an awkward separation there at the tail end of that fight, Lucrative's advantage going into this is not really as big as I would have expected. It's only about 40%, but that 40% is still huge. They're going to be able to take this fight, possibly even through the one door, and try and take out this sentry and make a real fight happen. As we see the players of Kingscrew getting ready to hide back in this heaven area to try and wait a little longer, as we do see Paul Dog going down to the Sandblast Sniper, which is going to immediately halt this push. Maybe it isn't, as they're going back in, going after this sentry, and then they're going to need to start getting some time on point here.
Yeah, and Ed's getting on the point there, as Vadi gets 2 kills with his pipes, but it does look like Kingscrew kind of reestablishing on point. There are pressure on Beardactyl. They get the kill on Beardactyl. Lucrative still spitting out heals, although he's lost Nate. Oh my god, Saigai going crazy. We do have a soldier.
So bad.
Oh my god, Saigai destroys Paul Dog, and Kingscrew stands tall there.
That is the definition of clutch. The heals for Kingscrew were so terrible. If we had seen Paul Dog come in there at the end and maybe hit a couple rockets differently than he did before, that could have just as easily been around 4 Madlocks, as we are going to see Ubers are relatively even now, and things are probably going to maybe stale out a little bit once again.
Yeah, Saigai breathing some life into his team, though, as they're surging forward into mid here. Beardactyl at 50%, so it's just kind of a dry push here, but they are getting some frags. Ed is down. Their frontline scout, Yosh, just barely surviving. He's going to take an arrow, try to get back out there into a fight. He runs into Nate over by the small rock. Bomb in from one of the soldiers, getting good damage. That was Okiwaka, but I don't see the follow-up. Saigai is lit. Huge arrow, though, on him. Patty going down.
Lucrative went down, too.
Yeah.
Sandblast just Wing forward. Manages
Plus
to get down
triple,
Lucrative. 100% ad for Kingscrew, and I would not be surprised if we found a round out of this.
Yeah, I think Patty got a 3K on that fight. And with this advantage, yeah, it's going to be very tough to hold to. Paul Dog thinking about an ambush spot. Soldiers thinking, well, can we bomb in and get them to pop? It's about their only hope here, but if you lose some players during this process, then, well, you might just get rolled over on the last.
Yeah, and I would not be surprised if they just got their over heels and walked straight in through this one door, because, you know, there's no reason for them to wait around and try and waffle about it.
Yeah, might as well. And Madlux is kind of on the other side of last, but Sandblast will get most of the way across. Doesn't really get a whole lot of damage on Ed. They get some time on the point, but now they're getting shoved off here. Paul Dog got the first kill on Saigai there. And Nate and Okiwaka down, but they have gotten Trip Boy. Lucrative saying, "You done, son." I'm not sure why, to be honest.
Yosh is getting melted there at the end, and now we're going to find Mad Lux with about a 50% ad. More than enough to try and push out into the second point, but we know that Kingscrew is not going to make it easy for him. We do see the medic of Kingscrew Bear holding out by the choke area, Size setting up some very conservative traps, So they might just let them have it here and try and let the Ubers leapfrog a little bit.
Yeah, Triple was looking for a pop there. Paul Dog pretty low. Lucrative can't find an arrow heal on him. They will get on to Spire, though, to get this capture, as Kingscrew has an Uber charge. But things have kind of reset.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to maybe come in here, at least try and send in a soldier through this choke area. I'm not entirely sure the plan is. We are going to see Kingscrew back off a little bit, and we're going to see this wait a little bit. Maybe send in a player or two. I don't know what the plan is.
I mean, it certainly would be an interesting turn of events if it ends up being 4-1 and Kingscrew leaving some points on the table. I don't know. I would imagine they wouldn't get the full remainder there. Right now, though, Kingscrew are pushing forward. 4-1 our score here, as Mad Luxurious have kind of kept themselves in this game after they picked up that one early round. And pretty much the whole Kingscrew team in IT just waiting. I wonder if Paul Dog will see that nobody's there. Side Guy down on the low ground. Yosh does kill Knight on the side.
And they are going to Uber in here through IT. Going to get onto the second point. The Uber comes out from Mad Lux as well. And Kingscrew decides to go choke. That could be a bad plan if they tried to capitalize on that. But instead, we are going to see the players of Mad Lux backing out. But we are going to see a huge bomb from Trip onto the second forward spawns, immediately taking down Lucrative. And Mad Lux are going to be having a tough time trying to defend this when they got just Vadi and Nate up.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Vadi does get a kill on Patty, but we have Sandblast. Takes a pipe, but still just on top of the point. And there you go. GG's out. Mad Luxurious cleaned up there right at the end there. Nice flank play from Yosh getting into that hallway. And I mean, there was pressure coming in from all over the place, but Mad Luxurious just completely pincered in there. And noble effort from him, but final score will be 5-1 to the Kingscrew. Bill, some final thoughts on this game before we get into stats, and then, you know, wrap
Mad
up.
Luxurious is done, son.
Yeah. That's the main thought.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that you know, Vati sometimes gets maybe a little bit ahead aggro wise. And then, you know, my interpretation is that, you know, there were a couple times of just, like I said, feel like it's a classic misplay in TF2 where your medic is sitting there with Uber and then you're like, okay, we're going to push. And then like maybe the soldier jumps too far ahead before, or like the roamer bombs in and then like the roamer dies before the medic can get there. And then the medic like looks away and then like the flank scout dies. And then you're like in a 4v6 with Uber charge. And one time I swear they had advantage. And then another time it's 4v6 and it's even Ubers. And you're standing like right in the other team's face and you've already bled 2 players. And then you still don't pop Uber on like one of the 2 people that you're holding, you know, that you're healing. And it's just this kind of like mad sunk cost fallacy, you know, where it's like, if there ever was a time that you guys were going to attack, like you just needed to do it and use the Uber charge. But to just kind of like your possibilities for success get whittled away further and further and further until you're popping an Uber charge with your demo man against 5 people, you know, like.
Yeah. For what it's worth, the game was closer than the score belies.
Yeah,
you know, it was a 5-1, but it was very back and forth. You know, things had gone just a little bit differently. We could have seen, I don't want to say that it was still pretty convincingly Kingscrew, but Mad Lux could have had a few more rounds on the board there if they were able to, you know, turn a couple fights the way that they needed to go.
I mean, literally, if Psy Guy didn't hit those huge fat pipes, then that would have been another round for Mad Luxurious.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so they played well. Hats off to them. But you know,
did we have any logs? I thought I saw something in chat that there were no logs for this game.
I don't know. No logs.
All right, no logs. Oh well, it happens.
It happens. Yeah, there was some issues with the servers earlier today too. Like, I don't know, Serve Me and then a plugin or something. But you know, Serve Me is a fantastic service. RGL.GG, great league. We're happy to bring you guys the broadcast from the Invite Division. as things continue to heat up in this season, the LAN hunt will continue. And shout out to our producer as well, Console. And shout out to the viewers, for sure. Bulldozer, any final words from you, my friend, before we wrap this up completely?
Shout out to Banny. You complete me, Grant.
Excellent.
Call me.
Excellent. Well, hopefully he'll be dialing those digits. And I want to give a quick shout out to Yow Sauce, the hottest hot sauce on the market, metaphorically speaking. As should be bringing some to RGL land and DreamHack Anaheim. I'm actually like getting stickers printed, like wow, labels and shit. It's amazing. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us tonight, though, for this cast, ladies and gentlemen. It was a lot of fun. We had fun. Players had fun. And yeah, it was a good night. So that's it. I'm eXtine, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Y'all have a good night.